What's going on, guys? HumanoidTyphoon here, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I figured a lot of my guys that I do the raid with ask me, what do I use as a hunter? What's the best setup? And the simple answer to that is there really isn't a best setup. What I can do is I can show you what I do. There's a lot of different ways to do this, and you guys can let me know down in the comments what you all think. So what you can do, what I usually do, Hung Jury SR4, this scout rifle is by far my favorite weapon in the game so far for primary. It's got precision kills with this weapon cause the target to explode, which is Firefly, obviously. Then it's got triple tap. You hit 3 precision hits, and you've got yourself one more bullet back. So that's good. I use that for pretty much the entire raid right now. For secondary, I do use the Still Piercer for pretty much the entire raid. It is a DPS machine. And the best part about it is it's really good, but it's legendary, so it doesn't take up an exotic slot. And for me, my preference, I like to use, I like to use a heavy exotic because they tend to do a lot of damage, and it's good for clearing out crowds as well. If you've got, like for me, I use the Truth or the Raised Lighter. You can have a shotgun with you. I don't tend to use shotguns too awful much. Another good gun is the Telesto, but that does take up an exotic slot. It does initial damage when you hit the target, and then it also does damage afterwards. All the projectiles explode. All right. As for subclasses, you can pretty much run anything you want to, but my favorites are either Night Stalker or Gunslinger with Celestial Nighthawk, because the reason for that is they both really help DPS. For the Night Stalker subclass, the hunter can really give his team some help by tethering bosses and allowing for that extra bonus damage, because most bosses in this raid do have something that give you, like a damage buff. Like for Golgoroth, you've got the pool that you stand in, the Reclaiming Light, and on top of that, you get the Night Stalker tether going on, and you're in the money. You're doing lots of damage. Ghost Shell you can run pretty much, whichever shell you want, whatever you have over 300 or as close to 300 as you can get. So that's for the left side. Now for the right side, this pretty much, for the hunter, you can run whatever as long as it's, up in the high 290s, mid 290s or up over 300. For me, I like to use the Graviton Forfeit if I'm using Night Stalker. It grants Shade Step, and you can also use the other bonus, which I use the Sprint and Sneak Faster, Gain Enhanced Tracker, Keen Scout. The Enhanced Tracker is really great. You can pretty much pinpoint where enemies are at all times. Except for when I'm fighting Oryx. When I am fighting Oryx, because on my team, for Golgoroth, I do the Capturing the Gaze. So I don't really do much but, stay alive and capture his gaze, move around. But when we do fight Oryx, I switch to Celestial Nighthawk with Gunslinger, and I Celestial Nighthawk Oryx in his chest. That gives us a bunch of damage, plus we got a few guys with Black Spindle and Sleeper Simulant, so those things really help. Those things will really get you staggering him pretty quick. We don't know too much about the hard raid yet, and this setup will work for the hard raid. Like I said, the highest I can go is 307. Another guy on my fire team can go 309. A couple guys, 302, 303, 305. But we don't know much about the hard raid, except for the required light will be somewhere in the 300 to 310 range. So if you're in this range, you guys are good to go. And, just pretty much run whatever you feel comfortable with. But, I figure I'd share with you guys what I do. I probably won't change too much of this setup for running the hard raid. So if you guys like this video, please do like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace. Library. Okay, there's probably just some books in here. God! No! No! Oh, yeah, I know. That was definitely a close one. Oh, shit, and I got no boost. And he's taking it all. I'm in trouble. I just gotta